So, what's the real distance between poverty and success? What if I told you it has almost nothing to do with money? Today, we're going to break down a powerful journey that shows the biggest change isn't in your bank account, but in your mind. Let's dive in.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The real transformation isn't about getting rich, it's psychological. It's about moving from that paralyzing feeling of, what if everything goes wrong, to the empowering feeling of, what's next? It's all about finding a purpose that just pulls you forward.
All right, so here's our roadmap. First, we'll start at el punto de partida, the very beginning. Then, we'll pinpoint el momento del cambio, that critical turning point. After that, we'll dig into the key lessons learned along the way. And finally, we're going to explore a completely new definition of what success really means.
Every great story has a starting point, right? To really get where this journey is going, we have to understand exactly where it began. So let's establish that starting line.
You know, the thing about the starting point wasn't just a lack of money. It was one single crushing feeling that dominated everything. Uncertainty. It's that constant hum of anxiety in the background that doesn't just slow you down, it freezes you in place.
And that uncertainty, well, it creates this whole landscape of limitation. Just imagine it. You're constantly worried about money. Doors to new opportunities feel locked shut. You've got this mindset that there's just never enough to go around. And on top of all that, you're carrying the weight of what everyone else expects from you. It's a place where taking a risk feels impossible.
But here's the thing. Even in the most limiting places, change can happen. And that brings us to part 2, el momento del cambio. This is the spark, the one moment that changes the entire trajectory.
Now, this catalyst moment isn't some lucky break that happens to you. No way. It's an internal switch that you flip. It's when you make a conscious decision to say, you know what? I'm done with this. It's the moment you stop just hoping for better and you decide to grab the steering wheel of your own life.
So once you've made that decision, the real work begins. And that leads us right into section 3, the key lessons. And these aren't just feel-good ideas. These are battle-tested strategies that were learned the hard way.
The first lesson is an absolute game changer: leverage. Think of it like this. You can't move a giant boulder with just your bare hands, right? But if you have a good, long lever, a little bit of effort can create a massive result. When you don't have a lot of resources, you have to find your levers, your skills, your network, your knowledge, to work smarter.
So how do you actually do this? Well, first, you have to take an honest look at what you've got. And I don't mean money. I mean your skills, the people you know, the things you've learned. Next, find a mentor. This is like the ultimate shortcut to avoid rookie mistakes. Then, build alliances. Find people to grow with. And finally, get ruthless about automating or delegating tasks so you can focus only on what truly matters.
This quote just says it all perfectly. See, it's not about owning the ladder yourself. It's about finding that one person who's willing to hold it steady for you while you start to climb. That's the heart of leveraging relationships.
Okay, lesson number 2. This one is a massive mental shift. It's called radical accountability, and it means taking 100% no excuses ownership of your life. It's when you stop blaming your circumstances and you finally ask yourself, okay, what can I do about this right here, right now? And this is a daily practice. First, you just stop blaming people or things, period. Second, you become obsessed with what you can actually control, and you learn to let go of the rest. And third, and this is so important, you start treating failure as data. A mistake isn't a life sentence. It's just information telling you what to do differently next time.
In this quote, this is what it's all about. Radical accountability isn't about beating yourself up. It's about empowerment. The second you stop looking around for a hero is the second you find the strength to become your own.
Now, all these lessons, leverage, accountability, they lead to a really profound final destination. Section 4 is about redefining success itself. Because after a journey like this, you realize the finish line you thought you were running toward, well, that was never the real prize. Look at this breakdown. On the left, that's the old idea of success, right? A finish line measured in money and titles, all about what other people think. But the journey teaches you that real success, over on the right, is a path. It's ongoing. It's measured in freedom, purpose, and personal growth. It's not about arriving somewhere. It's about how you travel.
So what is this new success really made of? Well, look here. A huge chunk of it is freedom, having control over your time, your choices, your life. Right behind that is purpose, your why. And then there's impact, the mark you leave on the world. And notice what's missing? Money isn't a piece of the pie. It's just a tool you can use to get these other things.
So we'll leave you with this. These principles apply to everyone,
but your path is your own. So the real question is, what's the one small, simple step you can take today to start your own journey from uncertainty to purpose?